With deep love, let us think of God and Sri Gurudev. Let us chant Om 3 times together. Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Gurave Namaha. I bow to God. I bow to all the divine incarnations. I bow to all the masters of all times and all places. I bow to our beloved Gurudev. I bow to all of you and the entire creation. Om. Amen. Good afternoon. Good morning. Somewhere, good morning, somewhere. By grace of God and Sri Gurudev, we have assembled here to commemorate the 50th year of Sri Gurudev's coming to West, and also to celebrate the 26th anniversary of this ashram. All the living beings, starting from plants, animals, and with the humans, we need food, we need clothes with the humans, not the animals. Do you know, in our childhood in India, we consider, for example, there is some plants which have clothes, you know. Plants have clothes, you will be surprised. I can show you, or you can go and verify. If you look at the coconut tree, I'm giving one example. If you look up where there's a branch, it has a covering and it is well spun. It's just like cloth. I don't know its English name. Where the leaves are there, flowers, bunch of coconut, there you'll find. We call in Odia, from where I am, it is the cloth. So we the humans, we need clothes and all need some shelter. So Jesus said, the birds have nest. The Son of Man has no place. Son of Man means Son of God. He didn't say Son of God. He mostly said Son of Man. There was a mystic saint, a highly spiritual person in India centuries ago, maybe about 400 years ago, Sant Maluk Das. He said in his Doha teachings in 2 lines verses, अजगर करे ना चाकरी, पंछी करे ना काम, कह गया दास मलुक, सबका दाता राम. Python doesn't have a job, and the birds do not go to work. And Maluk is telling, Lord Rama or God feeds everybody. We, the human beings, became more intelligent. Nothing wrong. We wanted to create because God has given, that is the beauty in us. God has given the ability to create. We can create heaven, we can create hell. God has given the ability to create, we created. And this creation in course of time has gone quite faster. You know, in the modern world, what is happening? I don't want to elaborate. Centuries ago, human beings were very content and happy. Needs were minimum, desires limited, and during last few centuries, and especially after industrial revolution and scientific inventions and innovations, nothing wrong. I'm not against science. I'm not against technology. I'm sitting here with technology, it's on my body. So I'm talking to technology which is going, nothing wrong. Do you know, somebody came to tell Thakur Ramakrishna, do you know, Thakur, I saw a man walking on the river. He crossed the river walking. We have read Jesus walked. He said, then? He said, I went to him. I bowed to him because he has such miraculous power. I asked, how could we master this? He said it took 12 years of sadhana to walk on water. Such amazing. And this man is telling. Thakur Ramakrishna smiled. He said, it is 2 paisa, 2 pennies, 2 cents. 2 cents sadhana. He couldn't understand. What does it mean? He said, if you give 2 pennies, 2 cents, 2 paisa, the boatman will take you from this side to the other side. Why to waste 12 years of your life just to master this ability? It is a yogic ability. And just to cross the river while walking barefoot. And what is its use? Does it help the person to know God, to reach God, to love God? The answer is no. We, the humans, we have the ability to create. If we look at the present world, and if we think of happiness of people, joy of people, although amenities, comfort, all this has come to us. We can fly, we can do this, we can do that, we can do many things. Our happiness, our joy, peace, calmness, has it increased or decreased? Very simple question. Then is it progress or is it regression? We call civilization. Civilization is very simple thing we are missing. I remember from a book, the name of the book is The Asian Drama. The author of the book got Nobel Prize for this book. It is not a book on literature. It is a book on economics. He got Nobel Prize for economics. Asian Drama. He's discussing about poverty. Poverty is of two types. One who doesn't have, one who has and gives up. Gandhi, he was an attorney, and in British system they called barrister at law. He studied in England, went back, and he could have lived a life of comfort, but he didn't. Not only he didn't, he inspired his wife, his family, and countless people in India, countless during those days. I can tell in millions. Although there was poverty, he told, let us live a content life, those we have. And let us give what we have to help others to grow up. He told. He could have become a rich attorney, barrister, earning money, living a luxurious life, but he didn't. We have been discussing on greed. Since yesterday, we have been trying to focus on the greed, human greed, very simple way to correlate with the chakras. Muladhara, the place of the bottom chakra, the place of material prosperity. Are we greedy? Swadhisthana, the place of pleasure, family, children, enjoyment. Are we greedy? Naval center, Manipura, the food. Are we greedy? And we discussed few words also in English, interesting words. Greed in Sanskrit is lobha. It comes from the root verb lubh, L-U-B-H, lubh. It has quite a few meanings. The origin of the word, when you go to the source, you can understand many beautiful meanings. In Sanskrit. And also we practice in Kriya Yoga, there is use of this. In the Hindu rituals also, there is use of 50 syllables. In English, we have 26 alphabet, 26 letters. In Sanskrit, we have 50. 16 and 34. In English, we have only 5 vowels and 21 consonants. In Sanskrit, we have 34 vowels. Very precise sound. And another interesting in Sanskrit, each syllable or letter, as you say, itself is word. Just like in English, I or A is alphabet, a letter, and also a word. A means one, a book, a man. A means one, a also I. I means the first person. In Sanskrit, each letter, each syllable has. And the origin of the word is from the syllable or from the verb, very, and having deep meaning. And if one goes to the origin, mind will become. Do you know? The origin of all sounds is Om or Amen or Amin, whichever religion or the primordial sound. If you go to the origin of the sound, you will be quiet. You will be origin of all sounds, one sound. We were talking of lubh, from which comes lobha. Lubh is to covet, to hanker after, to lubh is also to have lost, desire. Lubh is also to disturb, to derange. And if you look at this verb, where there is greed, there is disturbance. Where there is greed, there is derangement. Where there is greed. We found in English the word for greed for money is, we discussed of two types, avarice and covetous. For the greed for the second chakra, we found lust. Then greed for the navel center, I found the word in English is, nice word is glutton. Glutton. And do you know, somebody criticized Jesus. He's glutton. If you read the New Testament, you'll find this. Somebody told Jesus also he's glutton. And then he told friends of tax collectors, prostitutes, and so on. However, right. What Gandhi did when he started his life as an experiment, we tell life is celebration, he told life is an experiment. He experimented. He experimented everything in his life. And he experimented on food. He said, if you want to discipline your mind, discipline your senses, you should have discipline over food. And he did it on himself first. And then he told everybody, we should be like this. If you have seen or Paramahansa Yoganandaji sitting next to Gandhi and taking food, I don't know, it is there in autobiography or somewhere I read about the chutney, the green paste. And there is a bowl of green paste was going from one person to the other and they were taking a chunk. And Gandhi took and he passed the bowl to Yoganandaji. Yoganandaji took, thinking that it is a condiment, it's little spicy, just like we add in pasta or we add in something like this. And when he put in mouth, going from USA to India, and it was neem leaves, bitter. And Gandhi told to have food, not to think of taste. Just for our own understanding, if the food smells delicious, it is nice experiment while traveling in the aeroplane. So you sit in the aeroplane, They serve food next, both sides, one is eating, and you have to sit. And the nose is there. You may not look, but the nose will smell. And next greed is here, in the heart. You will tell, in heart, what is the place of greed? Heart is the place of power. Place for power, authority. We the humans, if we think of ourselves, society, the world, who doesn't love power? If one will tell, no, I don't want, is a great soul. Like Gandhi. Power ran behind him, but he didn't want. People near him wanted power. And that became a really big disaster in India. Do you know what happened? Gandhi's followers, they started quarreling for power. And that brought division of India. The first cause of division is hankering after power. And so on. I don't want to elaborate. In each one of us, do we love power? Do you know? In the creation, everybody has little power. Even a tiny ant has the power. If you do something or if it feels hurt, bites. The ant bites. Do you know once Ramana Maharshi, the sage in Arunachal, while walking, his foot fell on, the place of ants. And do you know what he did? He said, "Oh, my foot, why did you hurt the ants?" Because while walking, it fell. He said, he sat down there. The ants came, they were wild ants, and they were biting him. The whole body he was bearing it with, okay, endure it for your own mistake. To so-called intelligent people, it appears to be mad person's behavior. Okay, but who cares? But he wanted to train himself or to teach himself, to punish himself for one mistake and not to do mistake. And at the same time, a message how to live. Everybody loves power, and many people are power hungry. And many people with little power, and Sri Gurudev told, if you want to know a person, give little power. Power exposes the real nature of the person and thinks that one who has power, do you know what happens? One wants to control. When I was young, I was sitting at one place quietly. I was just looking. Sometimes I was sitting and looking at people. So it was roadside. I was sitting quietly and looking. Then I saw one newly-wed couple going, I'm telling you, 45 years ago, on a bike. And the wife is directing. The husband is following. The wife told, let us stop here. Husband stopped. Let us eat. I was just watching, roadside, going to eat, let us go. So I thought, oh God, what happened to this man? Now the wife has the power. Power means power of love or power of affection. And I'm not telling, I'm giving the example of don't tell or take it in a negative way. When we have power, we want to exhibit our authority, we want to control, we want to, and this is the way. And in USA, there is an expression, I think, my way or highway. So this is power. So I was searching for the people to find a word for, greedy people, greedy for power. Politically, you can tell they become dictatorial, authoritarian, bossy, officious. But in family also, there is, in what to speak of family, even in spiritual organization, there is power play. Oh God. Do you know, I have been, from my young age, I have been involved or associated with many spiritual organizations. And I learned a lot, many good things. And I saw how I was young. I was in the Himalayas. One monk, I saw a monk, I bowed down to him, and he asked me, where are you from? I said, I'm from Odisha. So, do you know this Swami? He asked me. I was in my 20s, early 20s. I said, yes. Oh, have you attended his classes? I said, yes. How are his classes? How many people come and attend? Do you know, when I was hearing this in my early 20s, it is not judging, but the mind analyzed. There is jealousy, competition. Because I came to know that he is also the disciple of the same guru in another state. So he wants to know. However, it was a message for me in life, never have jealousy towards your fellow friends. By God's grace, I'm not telling I am greater this. We were in school. In school, somebody will be in the class, somebody will be first, somebody will be second. And we we studied well, but no jealousy. We were sharing. In this book, it is there. In this book, it is there. We are sharing with each other. Greed for power, authority. This is in the heart. And this brings, you do know what happens? Ego, jealousy, and so on. Now come to this. There's greed. You will tell this place is the place of religion, philosophy, intellect. There is also greed. There is greed. You will tell, what is the greed? Do you know? Gandhi was in London as a student. He loved to go to pray, and he found a church, and he went there to pray. And he found it is quiet, and slowly he's a priest or pastor, whoever, he became friend of Gandhi, asking where you're from and all these, and slowly he invited Gandhi to his family to have a cup of tea. So the priest had a son. The son became, fun of Gandhi. And one day this son is asking the father, do you know, this Gandhi is such a nice man, beautiful, I love him. He said, yes, that is why I'm bringing him home. Why? I want to convince and then to convert. He said, he's already a nice person. Why to convert? Is it not good for us to be converted? That little boy is asking. Is it not good for us to be converted to be like him? This is in a religion. In a religion, there is also greed. As I told you, greed and jealousy, they are two together. It is so sad what is happening in the whole world in the name of religions. I remember when I was in Assisi, our first retreat many years ago, it was in a nunnery. So the food was cooked by the nuns. So there was one nun, mostly they didn't speak English. One nun who became curious, little interested to know who this group are, what they are doing. So she wanted to talk to me. So we sat down. Then our talk, he asked, what do you think of Jesus? After formal introduction, what do you think of Christianity? Because he found it is yoga from India and I'm a Hindu monk and so on. Then there was a flower vase with many flowers. I said, you know, it is like a bunch of flowers. One flower is Christianity, one flower is Hinduism, one flower is Islam, one flower is Buddhism, one flower, all dedicated to one purpose, one goal. She paused for a moment. She had a piece of paper. She immediately drew what I told. And Christianity, Hinduism, it's really beautiful. She told. Then she came to our classes. She sat in the classes. She asked me, how can I address you? I forgot I said, you can address me as my child. I can address you as my mother. She was initially shocked because she never heard that somebody will tell her that your mother. Then we had correspondence. In her first letter, she wrote me, I don't know, the letters might be somewhere. She wrote me, from my childhood, I loved Jesus, and I decided not to marry. And when I finished my education, I joined as a nun. So I spent my whole life, and I never thought one monk from India coming and addressing me as mother. And it was a thrilling sensation in me. And she really loved me, and we had correspondence. We met few times later. The thing is, why can't we love each other? Very open heart, not just mechanical smiling. Formally we can smile and no, the greed and jealousy together. Only me and only we, and so on. Why can't we respect each other? Why can't we accept each other? And just to remind you, the words of Vivekananda when he came in 1893, when he addressed the audience, that is how he became popular. The only one expression made him well accepted. And when he was asked to talk, he was not accepting. Then he accepted to stand up and talk, and he addressed my brothers and sisters of America. That's all. Others were telling, ladies and gentlemen. or any other way. When there is brothers and sisters, there is a bond of love, a bond of relationship. When I say, ladies and gentlemen, yes, we are humans, but there is a difference, distance. So, and he was given few minutes time, that period was over. People are like, because of only these brothers and sisters. Here is, and in religion, I told, I don't want to explain more. Intellect, intellectual greediness, intellectual patent right. In the books we write copyright. If you see in the book, there's copyright. There is, for example, Gita Press, I don't think they have copyright, or now they are writing copyright or not, I don't know. I think they have no copyright. They don't write copyright. There was a holy man who had written lots of books. In the copyright page, you can print any number of copies in any language. That is the copyright. You can print it. Let the message reach people. And in ancient time, from also the intellectuals, they had, jealousy, competition, debate, denouncing, condemning one and the. It was there. Among the. While deliberating on this word greed, I found another word or verb, to be greedy, in Sanskrit. This came from the Upanishadic mantra. This is another interesting word. I will tell you a little about the greed. Isha Upanishad, the first mantra, the last part. Ma gridha kasyasvit dhanam. Ma gridha, never covet. Gridha. It is coming from the root verb grud. Root verb grud. From that, different words are coming. Then I thought, if it is from grud, there is a bird. Its name is grudra, vulture. Those who are greedy, they are like vultures. Those who are greedy, they are like vultures. In one way, vultures are good. I love them. Why do I love them? The vultures, crow, jackals, dogs, they are the natural sweepers, cleaners. They clean. And another good thing in vultures, by God's grace, I observed a lot from my childhood. We had cows at home. We had cows, oxen. So they stay as our family members. Just like people keep pet dog, or the cows were at home, and we loved them, they loved us, and they become old and they die. So I have seen in my young age, as a little child, if the ox is old or cow is old, unable to move, so we give food near her or him. And my mother used to get up many times at night, many times, to go and to see how is the... And sometimes while touching, and she would have tear in the eyes. You have served us so much. Why can't you leave the body? You are suffering so much. We are happy with your so much of seva service. Please, I have seen it. And when they die, my mother literally cried. Every time. Literally cried. And when this dead cow or ox is taken from home, it was considered as a holy practice to carry. There was competition who will carry. It was considered as holy. And when you put the dead cow in the bush forest, we had few farm workers. And one group of farm workers, they come from a particular trade, or you can. So they used to go and collect the hide. One day I asked one of them, how could you know that in this village a cow is dead? That man told his words. He said, do you know, our knife falls. They have the knives under the straw roof. And God knows what he told. The knife falls, and from the direction we know that there is somebody. So anyhow, they go and collect the hide from the dead animal, dead ox or cow. And then you will find crow, vultures, jackal, and dogs, stray dogs. The vultures, here you can see, because in Texas we see the vultures, although they are smaller than the Indian vultures. You know, the Western people are well tall and big, but the vultures are small. Indian vultures, oh God, really, really majestic. They will make circle. They will circle, they find, they have good eyesight. And making circle means inviting others to come. And if it is a big source of food, they go even higher. Higher you go, invite more. So depending upon how many people are invited for the lunch or dinner, so they come. And really, Thakur Ramakrishna Paramahansa said, vultures fly high, but their eyes are on dead body. Human mind, human life, even a person has enough of things, still then the mind is after silly things. Greedy, greed. Are we greedy? Those who are greedy, they are beggars. Those who are greedy, they are beggars. You'll ask, why? Because their mind is never content. Greed never brings contentment. Always desire to need, I need more, I need more, I need more, I need more. Never content. So, Sri Gurudev told, he told, giving the example of Mother Durga, said, Mother Durga has 10 hands. Said, Bappa, she was addressing. People ask, they beg, give me this, give me this, give me this. They show their tiny hands, but she is ready to give in 10 hands. But you can't carry in the 2 hands. But still then people give me this, give me this. But if anyone will pray, my mother, take me to your lap, take me to your arms, then you own her. But ordinarily people don't know it. They go to, they go to the temple, they go to the church, they go to the mosque, they pray, give me this, give me this. Nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong, give me this. But the ultimate, what should be our ultimate asking? I am yours, you are mine. That is ultimate. But we forget. 5 chakras create problem, but these 2 chakras are free from greed. 5 chakras are useful, we need, we have to use, but we should be careful how much do we need. Life of moderation, life of contentment, life of joy. Another thing, the thing is, who asked me, did I answer? Somebody asked about Draupadi's 5 husbands. Somebody asked me. I told the metaphorical. In the Mahabharata, the Princess Draupadi got married with 5. And it was an unusual example that one woman with 5 husbands, and it is not in the Mahabharata, but it is, I think it is not in Mahabharata, but it is in local Mahabharatas, this story. The 5 brothers with the mother, they were living incognito. And they dressed themselves as Brahmins. And they were staying in a potter's home. And every day they go to beg. The Brahmins have the right to beg. But that day, they came with Draupadi. And one of them told, Ma, because they always came back after begging. They give to the mother, and mother cooks and serves the 5. He said, do you know, look, what beautiful thing we have brought. Share among you 5. It is a story. And when she saw, it is not any food, it is a princess. The story is, she got shocked. How could I tell this? And I never told lie. This is a story. I never told lie in my life. How this word will be untruth. Untruth. So they accepted, okay, we'll marry her, but there was a condition. It was interesting condition. Condition was 1 year with one brother. But during that period, others will respect her as the, sister-in-law. But she became the binding force of these 5 Pandavas and destroying the evil force, the Kauravas. How to live if we have? There is money center, there is family center, there is sharing and caring. A very simple thing. Wherever we live, the modern times, a mistake in human life. For example, we think, I have money, I spend it. Suppose I'm hungry, I can telephone or write one, what they say, some message to some place where they can bring food and home delivery. We just casually say thank you, and we take and we eat. Do we ever think who grew the food or food grain, and who brought all these things to the market, who cooked this food? We don't know. Do we ever think we are grateful to them? Suppose we are sitting in ashram, food is served, we are taking every bite. Do you ever think of the farmer who is growing it? How would have been his condition? How he is working under sun and shower and really with real physical labor. And we enjoy. We think we have money and we have everything. My dear, money is not everything. Money cannot really, yes, it is the generosity of the farmer. It's the kindness, greatness. Do you know, in the creation, if we should be ever grateful other than God, the next is the farmer. They provide food to everybody. I remember, somebody showed me a video clip. You know, I don't have, and it was in Odia. You know, just here also you can find the farmers. If you are going by, you can find they're selling some stuff. You can go and buy and pay something. So in that video, that one lady is selling eggplant. So farmer's mother, maybe old lady, and he's asking how much, and she's telling something, and this man wants to bargain. So he still, no, it is really best. No, take this. So pressurizing her to give at that low price. And one young man comes and tells, do you ever bargain in the supermarket? Why do you bargain near this old, poor woman? And why can't you pay what she's... And then when I was watching this, I found that young man who is acting in that, it is a movie, a clip, and he was my student and also initiated, student of economics, and is also initiated when he was a student. And he was, and that man is telling, I'm sorry, and how to live a life free from greed. The very easy way is to share and care. I will care for others. I will share what I have. And life of contentment, I will be content. I will not be unhappy or sad more. It will create more misery, more trouble. If I have more, do not, but it can be used for many good things. This is the life we need to live. Another thing to remember, we discussed how greed comes or how the desire is created because of fulfillment of desire. Nothing wrong. But little beyond it brings disease. Fulfillment of desire is called as bhoga. And the ultimate outcome is roga. Roga means disease. I love food. Suppose I love sweet. We eat sweet. Yesterday we discussed about that mouse. What happened to it? You eat, and then one day one disciple came and told. At that time I was taking food with everybody. So came and told me, what has happened to you? I said, what happened? He said, should I explain it? What happened? I said, yes. What happened to you? I said, tell me what. You are not eating. I said, that person has observed how much I'm taking. He observed I have taken, it was in India, at Baligai, one chapati, little rice. That person doesn't know what I eat. Just observe this. And You are eating one chapati, little rice. Then I said, tell me what happened. I have to explain more? I said, yes. That day I saw you giving blood. I give blood every 6 months just for blood work to know how is it. I said, then what? Again I am to tell. I said, yes, diabetes. I said, what? I said, during those days it was by express. I will give a kick and you will fall in the pond. You are making a healthy man sick. Crazy mind. And it is true, if you are not moderate in your lifestyle, and if you are victim of greed, and all trouble will start. We should be truly, when we are on the path of yoga, do you know what is happening? Path of yoga is path of union, not path of conflict. Path of yoga is path of love. How the union will be with God if you cannot love God? How can you can love each other? We stay five fingers. If with the 5 fingers do not have love among each other, do not trouble. Teeth and tongue, although they are completely opposite to each other, one is soft, one is strong, but they live together and they love each other. Unfortunately, we the human beings, out of greed for all, greed for power, out of greed, we develop jealousy, we develop anger, we develop all these. That is why Lord Krishna said, there are 3 doors to hell. We discussed in the beginning. Jesus said, narrow gate and wide gate. 3 doors to hell: desire. Desire means irresistible desire or multiplying desire, anger and greed. Desire, anger and greed. And heaven is not outside. Heaven is a state of mind we cherish in ourselves and we maintain, nourish it. Do you want to be in heaven or hell? Choice is ours. Need is there. Fulfill the need in an intelligent way. Use the ability of discrimination. Discrimination means right and wrong. Because this word discrimination in English is quite confusing. I love discrimination. Then he said, you love discrimination? So discrimination has negative, and so need up to a particular point is a positive thing, a virtue. When the need goes beyond, it becomes negative. And so do not, pain, for example, pain is good or not? You will tell, pain is good. Are you telling pain is good? Do you know why pain is good? If there will be no pain, we will not know where is the mistake. If there will be no pain, the person will die in no time. Because somebody got pain, immediately take him to the hospital. The doctor found there is some problem in the heart. And so pain is an indication of wrong life or something wrong in the system. Pain is needed. But pain up to what? Same thing, need. All these things are needed in life. But up to what level? We should be intelligent in our thinking, living, speaking, and, as I told you, caring each other, sharing goodness, remember. Not sharing the vices, sharing goodness, sharing smile, not sharing grumpy and Let us close our eyes for a moment. With deep love, let us think of God and Sri Gurudev. Let us pray to God and Gurudev. Oh God, oh Gurudev, bless me to have a right understanding of my life. A clear idea of my own need, and to be free from greed, temptation, anger, jealousy. Help me to live with love, to love you and to love your creation, to serve the creation selflessly as much as possible through me, individually and collectively. Bless me to be your worthy child. I bow to you again and again. Let us pray. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let all be happy, let all be healthy, let all be noble, let there be no suffering. Let there be peace everywhere. I bow to God. I bow to all the divine incarnations. I bow to all the masters of all times and all places. I bow to all of you. I bow to the entire creation. Let there be peace, progress, and prosperity everywhere. Om. Amen.